Good morning, everyone. We're here live with Vito, the dodo pup. He is in training to become a guide dog for someone who's blind or visually impaired. We are teamed up with the Dodo. The Guide Dog Foundation and the Dodo have teamed up to raise Vito and to chronicle his journey to becoming a future guide dog for somebody who's blind or visually impaired. Vito is a Labrador Golden Retriever cross, and he is 5.5 months old, and his birthday is on the 17th, so he'll have his half birthday soon. But today we're here at the Guide Dog Foundation campus in Smithtown, New York, and we are having a solo puppy class here with our puppy program manager, Lauren. And we are going to showcase some skills that Vito is learning and working on with his puppy raiser, Taylor. So I think our first thing today is going to be focusing on the head-in cue, which is a cue that we utilize throughout puppy raising for him to put on his vest. This will eventually lead into him learning and utilizing that cue to go into his guide dog harness.
So one important piece of teaching head-in is just how positive it makes the pup feel about wearing their gear. So it's really important to us that Vito is comfortable and happy and excited to slide into his vest before he goes out in public. We actually practice this even with leashes and collars as early as 6 weeks old with our pups on campus. So all of this gear is a new introduction to the pup that we want to make sure they're very comfortable with. So when Vito was much smaller, Taylor started working on this pretty early on to start building that association with heading into the vest. So she's going to show off how you first start to teach this behavior, which is by luring him through the hole of the vest. So just like that, there's no cue yet. She's just teaching him this behavior of moving his body through the opening of his vest. Spin him around, show it off one more time.
There's other guide dogs working in the background, if you can see. So it's a high distraction area here, lots of sight, sounds, and smells.
Good job. So you could see that he's comfortable heading through the vest. He's happy to do so. He is kind of checking out his friends working on the side of campus, but he's doing an awesome job. So let's show them one more time with the lure, Taylor, just so they could see it. So that was a nice fluid movement from him. His body language is good. He's interested and engaged with Taylor at the point of heading in. So at this point, once you've practiced this several times and you see that the dog is really willingly sliding through the vest, that's when you would add the head-in cue. So Taylor's going to show you without luring how Vito heads into the vest. So spin him around this way one more time. There you go. Good. So less of a lure at this point. He does go to earn the kibble after he goes through the opening of the vest. Good boy. So slide it off one more time. Good. Keep him stationary for a moment. He's very eager to keep sliding through. Good job. Okay, ready? Head in. So make sure you get his engagement first before we ask for it. So give him a couple marks if you need to, just to make sure he's engaged with you before we cue it.
Hi, buddy.
Good boy. Hi. The social butterflies. Good job. Good. So go ahead and mark one more time. Make sure he's turning that head toward you and he's engaged before we start cueing it. Good. One more mark. Good boy. Give him that mark quick. There you go. Good job. Good boy. Good. So step away and get him back into a stand. Come. Lots of tasty things on the ground for sure. Come here. Good job. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good.
Kibble down.
There you go. So get that leash situated in one hand, the vest in the other.
Nice.
Good job.
Good job.
So after this mark, go ahead and position that vest so he could slide his head in.
Nice.
Good.
Good job. Good boy. Good job. Ready? Head in. What's up? What's up? We're just chilling. Good boy. We're a little tired.
Good job. So lure him through a couple more times to remind him what we're looking for.
Good boy. That's a good boy. Ready? Ready?
Good.
Wow.
Good job.
Good boy.
Boy, yeah. Yeah.
That's the spot. That's the spot.
Good. One more time and then we'll buckle him up and we can move on to our next little skill here.
Good job.
He's doing an awesome job managing all the different sights and smells around him on campus. Good boy, Vito.
Good boy.
Good
Yeah.
job. So as you can imagine, working on these things at his age, it's super effective to practice at home before bringing it out to distracting environments. So this is one of the first times that he's working on this in a more distracting environment and heading into the vest with lots going on around him. So he's doing an awesome job getting accustomed to returning his attention to Taylor and heading in. He's working hard. Good job.
Boy. Good job.
See him happily scoot his little head through. Good, so the next time go ahead and just clip it under his belly.
Can you just remind folks why we utilize the head-in cue?
So we utilize the head-in cue for one, to make sure that we have, basically that we're prepared and ready with our gear for the pup to head in or get suited up in order to go out and work. So teaching the head-in cue for one, it does build that positive association. So anytime you get to work on a cue like this at home, in a comfortable environment, and make this sort of behavior something that earns reinforcement, it's a good association for the dog to have with their working gear. So oftentimes our pups do associate wearing their vest with being out and about and being focused on their handler and working. So it's great to have an understanding from them that that's the behavior we're looking for, but also that it's a really positive thing to wear. But additionally, it is helpful to know that your pup is not going to jump up or get super, super excitable at the sight of the vest. We kind of build a little bit of an expectation there that we'd like for them to be patient and head into the vest in a safe manner, especially for someone who's visually impaired. So we'll work on a little bit of recall with Vito. So recall is the come cue, asking him to return to his handler once he's been in a stationary position. So Taylor and I are going to clip a longer lead onto Vito, and she's going to have some reinforcement ready for him while he's stationary. And by taking baby steps, she's going to build up his understanding that he should stay stationary while she moves away. And she should cue him once she's a distance away in order to actually ask him to return to her from the distance that she's at. So we're going to clip on his long line, and we'll take off that additional lead just to kind of simplify for him.
So guys, tuning in, we're here live in Smithtown, New York. It's a beautiful rainy day out here. It's a nice comfortable temperature, like 60 degrees. And we are practicing some new skills with Vito, the dodo pup. And we're gonna watch his next skill called recall.
So he's giving us such a great behavior on his own by remaining stationary and relaxed in this down. So Taylor's going to capture that behavior with a couple marks before she starts stepping away. Good.
Good boy. Good job.
So when she's ready, Taylor would start taking small steps away from him. She's not going to start from this position and go all the way across campus. We want to build up the understanding for him of where we want him to stay. It's just kind of replacing that position for him. Good.
This would be a good way for folks to teach their own pets how to sit, stay, right?
For sure, yeah. It's definitely something that requires lots of patience and depends on your pup. So Taylor does an awesome job because Vito is definitely a very confident pup who likes to explore. So sometimes when your handler takes steps away, like with most of our pets too, they're excited to kind of peruse their surroundings. So it's a good way to practice by starting off really small with the pup near to you and engage with you and just take those baby steps so that they actually build an understanding of exactly what you're looking for because it's very multifaceted. Good, so I'd mark there, Taylor, and go back. Good. So we're going to keep our expectations low. We know that he's got a lot going on around him, and we also know that he's in a brand new environment working on this. So we want to make sure that we take small steps away and continue to mark. Good. Use a nice high kissy puppy voice if you can. Good job.
Good boy, Vito. Nice.
Good. Keep that voice high. Keep him engaged.
Oh, wow. Good job, Stay. Nice.
Good
boy.
job.
Wow, good
You
job.
can see how he gets excited for his marker word too. So sometimes that's even an added challenge because he loves that word. But it's still an awesome tool, and it does show that he's so understanding of how purposeful and positive the word is. So Taylor's going to continue to mark him for good stationary behavior as she steps away and takes those small steps. So we're going at Vito's pace here. We're not going to take multiple steps away from him if he's kind of having this moment of questioning exactly what we're looking for. We want to make sure he's comfortable before we go a long distance away from him. So Taylor's doing a great job of really taking her time and understanding what he needs in order to be successful.
So we've had a couple people ask, when did we start working with Vito? Vito was born here, and part of our socialization opportunities and work here is that we really socialize them starting at 4 weeks of age in our nursery. And we do that with volunteers that come in and socialize them, touch them, expose them to unique sights, sounds, and smells. We call them socialization sessions. We do them every Wednesday on our Facebook page, the Guide Dogs Facebook page. So I encourage you guys all to tune into that, and you can see kind of where Vito had a great start from. Our puppies go into puppy raiser homes at the age of 8 weeks, and then they're with their volunteer puppy raisers anywhere between 16 to 18 months of age. Wow.
Good job. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Come on. Stay. Nice. Good job. What a good boy. Who's a good boy?
So Taylor's doing a beautiful job really building up the behavior.
Hi. Wanna lay down? Okay. Sit. Hi.
Use his name.
Good boy, Vito. Come here. Come here, cutie
He wants a
pie.
break-off
Good
session.
boy. Good boy. Good job. Good boy.
So as you can imagine, our campus is full of dog smells everywhere. Today we have 2 guide dog trainers working on our back campus. This is our back squares. So and add rain on top of it, the sights and smells are amplified times 1,000. So Vito's doing a really good job of managing his puppy raiser's expectations, holding his sit, while being around all of these unique smells and sights.
So this next time, if you can, I would call him to you, build him up, and get him jazzed about coming to you this next time.
He wants a rest.
Good boy. Stay.
Good. So we'll reel him in with the leash just to make sure that he has a good, safe return to Taylor. And also, just in case he were to get deterred, it's helpful to have that leash to help you redirect and just keep him safe, keep him engaged while you practice a challenging skill like that.
Safety first.
We'll do it one more time.
I love how he prances.
Yes. He's pretty jazzed about it. Good job.
Good boy. Good stay. Oh,
So return to him and just remind him where you want him to be.
He heard all of his Dodo fans
Good.
are watching, so he wanted to come over and say hello.
For sure. Taylor actually did a wonderful job there, really paying attention to him and noticing that he was getting excited to start running to her a little bit prematurely. So she was proactive and got to return to him and bring him back to his position. He's like, I know the drill now. I'm coming. Good job. Use that puppy
There's
voice.
a guide dog trainer in the
job.
back.
good job.
There we go,
Good
Vito.
job.
Nice.
Good.
Good job. Good boy. Nice. Good job.
Lots of vehicles, a couple vehicles just rolled up too. So it's just lots of new and changing distractions around him that he's managing really well.
Okay. Wow. We're gonna do that one more time, Bubba. We're doing great though. He's like, okay, I like it.
So like with any puppy or dog that you bring into your home, patience and understanding of your dog's skill set on the days that you're utilizing training opportunities is most important.
Good job. Good boy.
Good job.
Good job. Yes.
For our field of work, it's super important that these pups are feeling happy and confident and comfortable with the training that they're going through, because socialization itself is challenging for any dog. And what we want to make sure is that they're feeling really built up and happy with the experience and exposures they're having. And that's why the marker word and reinforcement at this age is really important. As he continues to mature, our goal is for there to be less need for food reinforcement and different kinds of reinforcement, like verbal praise and petting and those sorts of things. But at this age, with a puppy that's handling lots going on around them in the world, food is the best communicator to him, especially as he starts to handle this sort of training in these sort of environments. So he does a great job of really managing everything that goes on around him and working with Taylor and earning reinforcement. And that's what we really aim to see at this age and continue to fine tune the skills themselves from there. Go back to him. Good job.
So people are asking what we're feeding him.
We feed our pups their actual kibble. It's the most important way to make sure that we're kind of monitoring their calorie intake, because we do use food reinforcement throughout all of these sorts of outings and practice sessions. So we use their own kibble, and we would deduct from his meal later on in the day, or sometimes you plan ahead, but we're always making sure that we're monitoring that intake of food and treats. Good. So let's try a shorter one this time. Good. Just a few steps away, and you could call him right about there.
Okay, Vito, go.
Good.
Yay.
Good job.
Good job, buddy. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Good.
He says hi, friends.
Good boy.
Just a handsome boy.
Who's this Vito?
This
Who's this Vito?
boy. Nice. Good job.
Awesome job. So just lowering our expectations a bit and having it be a little bit of a shorter recall, realizing that it's a bit challenging for him to make it all the way across without getting a little bit excited in the forefront. So we decided to shorten that recall a little bit to set him up a bit better and have an overall better learning experience. He seems pretty jazzed about his work today, I have to say.
I did great.
You did wonderful.
I think we'll end on a high note. That was a great recall. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and definitely follow his journey along. We're here every week on the Dodo, showcasing Vito's puppy raising journey. You can also follow him along on Instagram, on his Instagram account at Vito the Dodo Pup. And we're going to say goodbye. Again, for anybody who's interested in learning more about our mission, we are commenting below, and our Facebook account is tagged in the comments. But if you are interested in puppy raising or donating and supporting our mission, you can visit guidedog.org. Vito says, thanks guys, I'll see you later. Bye.